Hey everyone, this is Genesis here, and welcome to another Wanderer Strategy Guide featuring Grimm, the Prince of Fairy Tales, or now the King of Fairy Tales. Being able to search your entire deck for 1 mana and discard a fairy tale, so you're able to filter out your you're able to filter out your searches. You're able to search for any card that you basically want in your entire deck. And then you also have the new Grimm Resonator, allowing you to play anything as a fairy tale. So now that gives you even more utility. But since Grimm allows you to play any color for fairy tales, you're able to have a wide variety of fairy tales just in general. So wide variety of gameplays in general. So you're able to go for, like, let's have a popular example of like Odd Grimm, where you're able just to be extremely aggressive with your resonators, and then have access to burn spells, because guess what? You have no dual stones, you're playing a mono red list either way, so you have access to technically 12 thunders now. You would have access to Split Heaven and Earth still. You have access to a lot more burn spells nowadays. And then you also have access to still very strong, powerful resonators. Like you have 8 Tinkerbells, you have still 100 in a Black Forest, you would have yeah, that's mainly it. Like, you still have March Hare, you have access to extremely strong powerful resonators, and with like Drop of Alice in Wonderland, I forgot what it's called, what that card is called, but it doesn't matter. And then when you go to, you can do mono green ramp, green and white ramp, just ramp Grimm in general, allowing you to have access to Matadorks, allowing you to have access to a faster way to Captain Hook people, allowing you to have counter magics. So you're able to control what your opponent plays, and controlling the opponent's your board, and keeping your board state safe from, let's say, board removals like Interdimensional Escape, for example. And then you could play black, blue, red, or just black, blue, red Grimm, or black, blue Grimm, or black, red Grimm. Basically being able to have discard effects, being able to control your opponent's hand, so their plays are very limited. Grimm is a huge toolbox himself. If I were to compare Grimm to Yu-Gi-Oh, he would be rank 4 in Yu-Gi-Oh, because that's how toolbox fairy tales are. Fairy tales have a variety of effects ranging from bounce to search to buffing up fairy tales to protecting your own fairy tales. Like, and then you could play the new Grimm Resonator that came out of Bengal 3 just to make anything a fairy tale. So now you're able to search out any resonator as long as you have the Grimm on the field. So you could tech cards like, I don't know, Susano, or yeah, let's just say Susano. Okay, so now you're able to search Susano from your deck. Your opponent's playing like dragons, and you really need an out to the dragon, basically. So you're able to search Susano, you're able to search out more answers, and then you have access to, like, you have the access to Pot of Avarice on steroids now from the Million Star deck. I forgot what it was called. I think it was Retelling Stories is what it's called. Yeah, Retelling Stories. And then you have Aesop that makes your fairy tale resonators immune to, well, now you have the Flower Prince, which is even better than Aesop, because Aesop is a human. The Flower Prince is searchable off of Grimm. And it's 1 mana more than Aesop, but it's searchable. And with Aesop, you put like a crucifix under Aesop, he's protected forever. If you had 2 fairy tale princes, they're protected, your entire fairy tale board would be protected forever. So that's up to you whether or not you want to play Aesop or Flower Prince. I'd probably still prefer Aesop myself, particularly because he's a little bit cheaper cost. But other than that, yeah, you're able to have a strong access. Like, now that you have cards that basically make your fairy tales immune, and for Wanderer set, Grimm is becoming more and more powerful as more sets come out, because you keep releasing more fairy tale support. If you really want to chase the shit out of people, you can do. Jack and the Beanstalk into into Giant and just cheese people out of the game. I know that retelling Grimm spell got banned. I believe it's retelling store. No, not retelling stories. Tell a Fairytale got banned, but that's fine. That's basically because they didn't want turn 3 Captain Hook straight out of the deck. It's just perfectly fair that they banned it. Like, I wouldn't want to deal with that crap either. Because that means turn 3, unless you're playing Green Ramp, so it'll be like turn 2 if you have a Wind Sprite or Eldritch Priest out. And it basically got hooked back to turn 0. So I wouldn't be able to even do anything after that. That's basically an instant concede, because then at that point you're establishing more you're establishing more resources and more power than I can handle at that point with just 1 stone a turn, basically, because you can keep hooking people if you have multiple returning Tell a Fairytale. And then with cards that would flicker things out of the field for you and put them back in the field, because I know Fairytales don't have that, but with Grimm you could search out Resonators that can do that. You have access to Dream and Juliet, which also flickers things, so you're able to flicker out Captain Hook and put him back in the field. Control the board. Like, Dream and Juliet is a very extremely good card still, especially in combo, especially in huge combo-based decks, or just in general, because it has a huge variety of effects that you can use. And, you know, I'm really upset that they didn't reprint, make a new Romeo and Juliet, honestly. But, oh well. Maybe in the next set, right, guys? But yeah, there's really not much I can say. Grimm is a toolbox, and it can be used for any situation in every single color and every single deck. Like, there's no reason not to play Grimm unless you just don't want to play Grimm. That's basically it. I mean, yeah, there's probably better decks, like the Vlad Tepes Infinite Combo, but when I'm playing out of Grimm and just killing you faster than you can ramp up, essentially, I will beat you with essentially a few turns. And then there's, I don't know much about Wanderer format because no one plays it, sadly. I play what I play, and that's pretty much it. If I could play Wanderer format, I'm happy, so. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will hopefully make another Wanderer strategy guide next week. Sorry I didn't do one last week, mainly because of the fact that I did a tag video, and I wanted to make sure that everything was right for that one. And so I spent the entire week setting up rules for that, mainly. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys want me to make a tag team rules video, please leave a comment down below saying so. Either this video or a tag team video, because I would like to make more tag battles myself. I'm thinking about making more tag battles, obviously, but I want to know if you guys want to know the rules for our tag battles so you guys can enjoy the format yourselves with a couple of your friends. And I hope to see you guys next time. Please remember to leave a like and a comment down below. It really helps the channel grow because of the YouTube algorithm, and it lets the channel be viewed more often. I hope you guys have a great day. See you next time.